You'll hear from a Telford doctor in a few minutes' time. He was inspired to take up a new hobby by his wife. It might just inspire you as well. Never too late to start a new hobby, and this one could well change your life if you followed that inspiration. So more on that in a few minutes' time. Let me tell you, Telford-based doctor who specialises in treating diabetes says the number of cases in Shropshire continues to rise. Darren Warner is a consultant at the Princess Royal Hospital. He's just completed the Chester Marathon to raise money for the charity Diabetes UK. Darren took up running again in his 40s after being inspired by his wife, who ran the Edinburgh Marathon. He's been talking to BBC Radio Shropshire's Nick Southall.
This is where I spend my Thursday mornings doing the diabetic clinic, which I've done this morning. And at the moment the foot clinic's going on, where we see diabetic patients with foot ulcers to prevent problems occurring in the future.
Away from here, what do you do?
And when I get a chance, I go out running. I enjoy running, and I recently started again a couple of years ago.
Why did you do that?
Before we moved, we lived up in Yorkshire, and I used to enjoy fell running, running around the Yorkshire moors. And when we had the foot and mouth outbreak in 2000, I think it was, they closed the footpaths. And I ended up having to run on pavements and things. My knee started playing up. My father and brother have both had knee surgery. So I wimped out and gave up for a while. And then we moved up to Shropshire. When I got my consultant post, I started again about 2003, 2004, not particularly seriously. And then my wife started running. She did a half marathon, the Liverpool half marathon in 2004, and she did very well. Building up to the Edinburgh Marathon in May of 2010. And I thought, I can't let it get away with this. I need to join in, get involved, and I started running more seriously at that time.
What does running do for you? What do you get from it?
It's good to get out and do something. I've never been particularly sporty. I'm not very good at ball sports, and I can get out and do it by myself, which is quite nice. I tend to take my audiobooks with me, listen to books. That makes me want to go out and do a bit more. And it's a good tension reliever. Yeah, I'm 44 and I've never been this fit in my life. I'm pretty sure about that. And it's nice to set little goals. I did a personal best in the half marathon, Stafford half marathon this year, which is a bit of an achievement, and I helped my wife get a personal best in the Lake Vyrnwy half marathon this year in September.
And more recently, you've done the Chester Marathon.
The full Chester Marathon, yeah, my first. I've been working as a diabetologist for about 10, 11 years, and so the marathon is the Everest, isn't it? It's the mountain that you have to climb. So myself and a colleague put our names down for it. Unfortunately, he damaged his knee, which sounds familiar, doesn't it? He had to pull out. He wasn't able to do it. But I decided to try and raise some money for the local Diabetes UK organisation. I spoke to Peter Shorrock in Walsall, who was very supportive, and so far we've managed to raise about £550. So it's nice to put something back in after the years of doing diabetes here.
And important to get that message across about diabetes.
There's a lot of it about. I think we have about 20,000 patients in the county. There's 3 and a bit million nationally. It's a growing problem. It's the leading cause of blindness in people of working age, so it's really important.
Are the number of cases increasing year on year?
Yep, yeah, they are here. With the eye screening department, the last figures I saw, we're getting about 100 cases, 100 patients from the county referred on a monthly basis.
So anything people can do to raise awareness, like you doing the Chester Marathon, will hopefully make a difference.
I would hope so, yeah, I would hope so. Most families will be touched by diabetes. It's important to remember that there's no such thing as mild diabetes. I'm doing this job because my gran was diagnosed when I was at medical school, actually, with mild diabetes. Nobody took it as seriously as they would these days, and she was dead from a stroke about 3 years later. And we can change that now. We can do much better.
That's Darren Warner, consultant diabetologist at the Princess Royal Hospital in Telford, talking to our man Nick Southall. You can support Darren by his Just Giving page, justgiving.com/Darren Warner, D-A-R-R-E-N Warner. Darren Warner on the Just Giving page. Good luck to you, Darren. Well done, sir. Taking up running again in his 40s after being inspired by his wife, who ran the Edinburgh Marathon.